I'm afraid there's no rest for the weary, Yue. We must delve further into the motives of the masked man, the Asian known as Lahabrea. This is an ideal moment to do so, while our hands are not bound dealing with another primal. At present, we know very little and less of the Asians, only that destruction follows in their wake. I should not be surprised if these beings are hiding behind the chaos that racks the realm. If my fear proves to be a reality, we must do all in our power to stop them. Earlier, I sent word to each of the Grand Company to solicit cooperation. The Immortal Flames have responded to the effect that they have information on potential sighting. It's intelligence that we can ill afford to ignore. Go speak with the Flame Commander Swift at the Hall of Flames in Old Dot to inquire further. How you go about the investigation thereafter, I leave wholly into your discretion. But whatever you do, never forget that we are dealing with the unknown. You cannot take too many precautions. Be safe, Yue. With that, we're off to the Hall of Flames in Ul'dah. The Masked Man? Ah, you've come on behalf of the Scions, of course. Yes. As we have already relayed to Lady Ophelia, there has been a sighting of this rogue near eastern Thanalan. A brass blade stationed at the High Bridge described him in detail when he alerted us to suspicious activity. I would point you to the witness, but I'm afraid that he died not 2 days ago, slain by a marauding horde of Kirkin. Fate can be a cruel mistress, but do not be too quick to despair. Being situated on a trade route, the High Bridge sees its fair shares of travelers. Folks are always coming and going, and some of them may have well caught a glimpse of your target. You could do worse to speak with a merchant named Hihibaru, and the fellows always starve for customers, and he'd no doubt welcome your attention, whether or not you have coin or the mind to spend it. So I guess we're going to the High Bridge, which is where? Eastern Thanalan by Drybone. Gotcha. Let's saddle up. Oh, there he is. Welcome to Highbridge, adventurer. Whatever you seek, I, Hihibaru, can provide it. Probably. You're after a masked man? I'm not sure I have one of those in my stock. Oh, you're after a masked man. Why didn't you say so sooner? Such an individual might have featured in one of many rumors I've heard. If you linger a while, mayhap you'll learn a thing or two. Huh? I guess we can linger for a sec. When the Order of Nightfall began excavating the ruins below, I had hopes that Highbridge would turn into a bustling hub for pilgrims. But thanks to the nigh endless beastman raids, folks were too afraid to come within a mile of there. I sold everything I owned to get my adventure started, and I'm loath to give up without making an earnest effort to stick it out. But if things keep going as they are, I'll be bankrupt before the moon is through. Waiting won't do me any good, though. No, for my business to survive, I need business. Speaking of which, perhaps you'd like to browse my wares. Spend a bit of coin to help a struggling merchant. The masked man? Bah! Dolls take your bloody masked man. I know what I said before, but vague rumors are all I've got. If you want to know about him, go and ask the other merchants. Okay, so I guess there's other merchants nearby. Oh, there's one right over there. I have heard tell of the masked devil. Seems he's been appearing not only around Highbridge, but elsewhere about Thanalan too. Enough folk have reported him seeing him to convince me that he's more than a figment of the imagination, but little else is known about him otherwise. On the trail of a masked man? I've heard of him, but only in hushed tones and faint whispers. It's there that he wears a black-hooded robe and looks right suspicious. And that's about all I can say, little though it is. So they've definitely been seeing someone who matches a description of what I've been seeing. Have I seen a masked man wearing a dark robe? No, I haven't, nor do I wish to. Business is bad enough without shady characters lurking about. Folk have been giving Highbridge a wide berth because of all the Kirkin raids. None but the most devout of pilgrims are willing to come here anymore. I'm sorry you guys are losing business. Judging by your expression, I take it you didn't learn much of use. Look, I'm sorry for my rudeness earlier. It's just that things are tough for us merchants at the moment. The Kirkin raids are so consistent and so organized, we're beginning to suspect that someone's orchestrating it all. I tend to put my own welfare first, like most of us do, but that doesn't mean I'm a bad person. I promise to keep an eye out for your masked man. If I see or hear anything, you'll be the first to know. Well, that's nice, at least. I finally got some honest-to-God's information on your masked man. Why so confident? Because I saw him with my own two eyes. I was out for an evening stroll, minding my own business, when I noticed a column of smoke rising from a cliff over at Falls Respite. Curious, I took myself there to find a masked man. Your masked man, I'm sure of it, standing by a fire. As if in answer, some Kirkin answered soon after, and the group began talking at length. I'm afraid I was far too out of earshot to hear much of anything. After the group had dispersed, an idea came to me. If you were to use this smoldering coal to start a fire, you might be able to arrange this familiar meeting. It will be dangerous, I shouldn't doubt, but you have proven yourself more than a match for a pack of rats. So, what do you think? That seems sound? Reliable information, even if I do say so myself. Well worth all the lingering about you've been doing, wouldn't you say? It's worth giving it a shot. So now we're just going to make a a smoky fire somewhere up top, I'm assuming. Oh, found our spot. We'll just avoid that fate for now. And then we just gotta light this fire. And it summoned a foot soldier. Not really what I was looking for. I might as well help him out. I know they're only NPCs, but they deserve a little care. Perfect. Actually, might be useful to go ahead and ride the chocobo back. Looks very foggy out. We're back. Back so soon? Were you able to find any clues leading to your masked man? I wouldn't say clues, but there's this. The scroll. It bears a prayer to Rhalgr, the Destroyer. In case you're unfamiliar, Rhalgr is the guardian deity of Alamigo, which is currently under Garlean rule. It's highly uncommon for the folk of other nations to revere him. I'd wager my last skill that your assailant was Alamigan. It seems this masked man of yours is very well connected, I must confess. The merchants in me envies such a diverse network of contacts. That self-same merchant also senses danger ahead, and darkness besides. Are you certain you'd rather not take things nice and slow here at the High Bridge? Yeah, I got things to do. The Alamegan bandit you had run with is somehow connected to your masked man of mystery, so it stands to reason that if you want to pick up the trail again, you should head towards Little Alamigo, over in southern Thanalan. Just so you know what to expect, the settlement is the favored destination of those refugees who couldn't, well, adapt to life in Ul'dah. The hearts of the denizens are said to be as barren as the wastelands they live in, and for all intents and purposes, it's a lawless place. Be prepared for our not-so-warm welcome. But now, I'm not certain how much a help she will be, but it just so happens that I have a daughter who has relocated to Little Alamigo. Her name is Hihira, and it shouldn't hurt to seek her out first. And while you have her attention, I'd be obliged if you could send my love. Not a day goes by that I don't think of her. I suppose this is it then. I had hopes that you would linger here a while, call some fiends, spend some coin, what have you, but something tells me you're destined for greater things. Wherever it is that you end up, I wish you the best. So we're off to a Little Alamigo now. And we gotta look for Hihira. Let's cut through the desert. Maybe not get stuck in trees. This feet. Oh, that's dusty. Okay, so Little Alamigo. Now look for Hihira. There she is. Why, yes. He borrows my father. He said what? I wish I could be a better daughter to him. It's just that... Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't bother you with family matters, but I'm grateful to you for delivering this message. Now then, what brings you here? A masked man? I'm afraid the description doesn't ring any bells, but one of the others here may have seen something. I would recommend you first speak with Gundobald, the leader of the settlement. I must warn you, though, he isn't exactly accommodating to others. Okay then. Gundobald. Who are you? State your business, and be quick about it. Looking for a masked villain, you say? And why should we help you, pray? We struggle enough without having to answer to the whim of every outsider. You are not welcome here. Be gone. Oh, damn. if anyone else... Oh. Commander. Well met, adventurer. M. Gilbert, head of security here at Little Alamigo. I heard tell that you had business with Gundobald. Knowing the bristly old bear, I don't doubt he told you to bugger off. Owing to their hardships, the refugees don't trust anyone but themselves. Not even my men and I can get so much of a word of thanks out of them despite watching the place day and night. But thanks or no, I try to help my fellow man when I can. And you seem a decent sort. If you tell me what's brought you here, I might be able to lend you a hand. On the trail of a masked villain, you say? Can't say that sounds familiar, but I have men on the lookout for Amalja to the south of here. If there's been any suspicious activity, they are like to have seen it. I had a mind to take each of them a cup of sweet Thanalan tea to lift their spirits. If you were to run this little errand in my stead, they'd be all more willing to tell you what they know. Alright, so some tea delivery. Wait, did I pass one? Yes, I did. Who the hells are you? I'm trying to conserve energy here, so leave me alone. But I got tea for you. Willing to consider it, my thanks, friend. What's that? A masked villain? Hiding among the refugees like us not? Me compatriots as live here go about as though they're dead on their feet. It's near impossible to tell what's on their mind. For all I know, they're all up to no good. You there. Are you Amalja? No? Then carry on. You can't tell by my big fluffy ears that I'm not Amalja? Here, have some tea. It might help with your vision. Ah, this sophisticated aroma. It has been forever since I had a drop of sweet Thanalan. I'm going to enjoy this. What? A masked man? I don't know. Don't care. Unless he's got dark, scaly skin, stands 10 fulms tall, and has the face of a lizard, then I don't give a mummer's fart. Yeah, but you still can't tell what a Namalja looks like, apparently. You can describe one, though. What about you? Shoo, shoo! Don't bother me. If the Amalja overrun us, I'm blaming you. How about some tea? You're not yourself when you don't have tea. For me? You shouldn't have. Sorry. A suspicious man? As a matter of fact, I caught a glimpse of someone fitting that description during patrol. Well, I couldn't quite make out whether it was a man or not, what with the mask and the robe, but assuming it was he was talking with some Alamegans. I assumed he was one of them. Oh, well maybe the first one was right, where they're hiding amongst some. Let's see if Gillisburg has anything to say about this. Shortcut? Ah, you're back. So did my lookouts have aught to share with you? That doesn't sound like much to go by. If you're to get any further in your investigation, it seems so to me, you'll need the cooperation of the Alamegans. For this, you'll need to win their trust, and that won't be an easy task. So you're determined to press on with your investigation. then I have some advice to offer. As I said before, you won't get far without the Alamegan's trust. And the best way to win that trust is to get a compatriot of theirs, someone they respect to vouch for you. Coin does the talking in Ulda, but the Alamegans are bound by something far stronger, if not as tangible. A common purpose. That purpose is, of course, the liberation of their home from the Guardians. Gunboat belongs to the Alamegan resistance, so your best bet would be someone who's part of the same crew. If you know any well-connected people, you might want to start by asking them. Well, I guess we gotta talk to Minfilia, and the only way to get there is to teleport to the horizon. Welcome back, UA. How goes the investigation? I see. Given all that they have suffered, it's of little wonder that the Alamegan refugees have lost faith in their fellow man. They have had their homeland taken from them, and for the past 2 decades have had to see it remain in the Alamegan's clutches. To compound matters, none of the 3 city-states have the means to take in all those who were displaced. As a result, a great many of Alamegans now live on the margins of society, suffering poverty and discrimination. Would that more could be done to ease their hardships. I feared that nothing short of reclaiming their homeland would be a lasting solution. But let us deal with one problem at a time. Returning to the matter of your investigation, it just so happens that there is an Alamegan native among the Scions. I should be pleased to introduce you to him.